Look, thanks for coming in. This is going to be a lot of fun. Jose and Maria Caceres. Did I get it right?
Yeah, you
Off
got it
camera,
right.
we're
Yeah, you
practicing.
got it right.
I didn't, did I?
No, you got it
Did
right,
I?
actually. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming in. Jose is the owner of La Panaderia.
Panaderia, yes, correct. You got it right.
And Maria used to play for us. Used to play for us at SA United. So we really appreciate you giving up your time and being here and talking with us. I think we're going to have a lot of fun over the next, 30 to 40 or so minutes.
Definitely.
Jose, would love to start with you.
Of course.
My wife loves your bakery.
Thank you.
Ivan and myself went to a business meeting down at La Cantera one the other day, and I came home and I didn't buy any of the pastries.
Oh my
And
goodness.
I know my wife was furious with me. She's like, "You can't go to the best bakery in San Antonio and not bring anything back."
Come back
So,
empty.
right. So we love it. We love it. How did it all begin?
Uh, well, it's a family and a love story, and La Panaderia has been there forever within our family, maybe 50 years now. My mother, she was a baker. She was very entrepreneur, and she taught us the art of baking. So
Yeah.
that's how everything started. 50 years ago. So my brothers and I, we grew up next to an oven back in Mexico City, and then we became industrials. My mother was very entrepreneur, so we built together an industrial business, and from there we became partners with a large company that owns Starbucks back in Mexico. And by the right time, we decided to put together our own. It was time for us to build our own brand.
Yeah.
So we decided to come to the States. We chose San Antonio as our new home after visiting many cities like Los Angeles, like Houston, San Jose, Palo Alto, Dallas, and many others. So for several months, my brother and I, we were traveling. And finally, we got to San Antonio, and 13 years ago, 14 years ago, San Antonio, like today, it's a very welcoming city. It's a fantastic place to raise kids. There are fantastic soccer organizations here, soccer
Yeah.
clubs, and everything add up. So we decided to make San Antonio our home. That's how we started. We started at the farmers market at the Quarry. In 2013, we opened our first brick and mortar locations on Broadway, then downtown, then La Cantera, Midtown, and now Stone Oak.
And congratulations on that.
Beautiful.
Well,
It came
yeah.
out beautiful.
Is
We are
it
so
is
very
it going
happy.
well? Are you happy with it? The new one.
Yes, we are very happy. And the good thing is also that this allows us to be part of the community.
Yeah.
And I think that's the reason why we are here today, because we love the club. We love SA United. We have tremendous memories as a family with you guys, with the organization. As soon as I crossed the gates, everything came to my mind. I remember when
Yeah.
she was
Yeah.
little. So we as La Panaderia and as a family, we are tremendously happy to be involved and to partner with you guys.
Oh, that's brilliant. Well, I mean, we'll talk about your career with SA United and where it's led you and your journey in a little bit. But were you around the bakery as a kid?
Yeah, a lot, definitely.
Do
Actually,
do you have any earliest memories?
yeah,
Like,
whenever he started and we were doing the farmers markets, me and my brother would go in the van and hand out the breads and stuff. It was really nice, yeah.
Yeah, we have this beautiful picture of them. The very first day at the farmers market, both of them, they are on a rented U-Haul van.
Yeah.
And they are both right there with the cases, the bread cases and stuff. And it's something. It's just beautiful because they were little, they were young, and they were able to see how the dreams come true.
yeah, he
To
put,
hard
he
work.
put you to work then.
No,
Yeah, but
well,
you-
kinda. Me and my brother would steal the bread.
Oh, it's brilliant. So look, Jose, for you, it's a family legacy.
Yes.
So when did you realize it was more than a job? And
My mom used to tell me, when you pursue something, just put your heart. Don't focus on the reward, because the reward is going to come way bigger than what you think if you put your heart.
Yeah.
And that's what we've been doing for the last, 20, 30 years. At some point, we just realized that this La Panaderia, it was bigger than us. It was bigger than our family. And ultimately, our goal is to build a legacy for San Antonio, for Texas, and for this country.
Yeah.
and share our cultura, our culture, and that's our ultimate goal.
Right. Were there any values that were able to be passed down to Maria from being the business owner?
Yes, of course, of course. I think the most important thing and foremost is never to give up your dreams.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter the circumstances. Most of the times, or sometimes, you are against the wall,
Yeah.
right? You might not find a way out, but for me, it's about believing in yourself, believing in your dreams, and I think that's, as an athlete, it's core.
Yeah.
It's
Because
extremely
I feel like it's similar to soccer in that with us as coaches, for players, like Maria, it was always more than just teaching them the game, right?
Yes.
It was like life lessons as well. We had another coach on the other day who was talking about, well, like I want to teach my players the game, but I also want to teach them leadership. These guys might go on to be lawyers, they might be teachers, they might be doctors. It's like it's those life lessons as well. So I can see like a lot of similarity, in being a business owner and owning the bakery, and those values then being used to sort of educate Maria as well and everything like that. So
yes, of course, I will agree with that. At this point of Maria's journey, for me, the most important lessons is that she has become a better person on the field and off the field.
yeah,
And the journey that Maria is about to share with you guys of an athlete is just a roller coaster.
Yeah.
So being able to come back, that is something that, for me, that's a life lesson.
brilliant. Well, let's talk about your journey because we loved you at the club, and we thought, what a player, what a skillful technician that you were. So let's start with your earliest memories. We were talking off the camera, and you said you came into the academy around about 2013.
Yeah, it was like right as we moved here, and like to me everything in the US was new. Like I couldn't even speak English, and I remember like I started off in a little camp at like the YMCA, and like from then I loved it, and a coach was like, you should go to SA United.
Yeah?
I was like, yeah, no, like definitely I'll try.
Which
that.
coach was that?
I have no clue. I don't remember, but
We have a picture.
yeah. And so my parents took me to SA United, and from like since I was little, I was like playing with the boys, and we were doing like mixed group sessions.
I remember that.
I
That was
loved
you
it.
and Isla.
Yeah,
Were you and Isla play? You were the only two female players playing with the boys, right?
Maria,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's still one of my closest friends. That's
You still
something
stay in touch with her?
Yeah, me, Isla, and Zaya, we've been best friends since we've been here.
Yeah.
So that's definitely one thing SA United has given me. But yeah, like I grew up here, and then like once I moved out of like playing with the boys and we were like still little, it like got a little bit more competitive. That's where I met Duncan, and he's been like a life-changing coach for me for sure. He's like developed me not just as a player, but with like my confidence, my skills, like all of that. And I have so many great memories with him, and also Coach Katie.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yes.
Yeah, who made me a pretty well-rounded player from such a young age.
Yeah, Duncan took you on. I think I was chatting with Duncan earlier
Yeah.
before you came on at 9 beat 9.
Yeah,
I think you had
yeah.
like under 11s or under
Yeah.
12s. Duncan took over that very talented under 07 team.
Yeah.
But in the academy, you just mentioned Katie.
Yeah.
Was there anyone else that worked with Katie? Did you have Sally at the time?
I had Sally for like
You did have
a
Sally for a little
year.
bit. Duncan mentioned you might have had Sally.
Yeah, I had Sally, then Katie, then Duncan, I think.
Duncan.
Yeah. I had quite a few coaches. But I loved all of them. There
Yeah.
wasn't like a single coach where I was like...
Okay.
For me, that is key, because the way I see it from the distance, it's a foundation.
Yeah.
If the kid, the player, gets to love the game, then the story is there.
Yeah.
And it's getting built here
Yeah.
with you guys at SA United.
Yeah, for me, there wasn't like a single time where I was like, yeah, no, like I don't think I like soccer anymore. Like this coach is just like making me lose my love of the game. Like if anything, like everything just exploded times 10. Like I loved playing soccer here. It was the best.
What was your earliest memories with that 07 team with Duncan? Stepping from academy into competitive.
I think the first one was when we switched from 9v9 to 11v11, and we didn't even play like an actual game first. We went straight to a tournament, and we were all like pretty nervous. And we were playing like I think like 2 years up, and I was playing with my best friends. Duncan was there, and like at first it was like pretty nerve wracking. Like we were pretty little going into 11v11, and the first game I remember like we won like 5-0.
Yeah.
Like we were doing great. It felt it felt like real soccer. It probably didn't look like it at the time, but it felt like it.
It was a really good team.
Yeah, it
you
was
guys
great.
and Duncan
Yeah.
did a fantastic job. It was such a strong team.
That was definitely one of my favorite memories. And then another good memory that I have with that team is my last game, actually. I think it might have been the same tournament, just like a couple years later.
Yeah.
And
Houston.
yeah, it was in Houston. And it was our last game. It was to like win the entire tournament. And Duncan actually had put me and Isla on the bench for the final. And we were like, what's happening?
What's going on?
Yeah. We were like, what's going on?
But that was the semi-final. I think
Yeah, that was the semi-final.
He was resting you for the final. He was saving you
finals.
for the final.
And then I remember I scored a header, which doesn't normally happen. And I was like, wow, like, I love this team.
So, you're remembered for being one of the most skillful players that has come out of the history of our club. It wasn't all just learn, I'm sure, with Duncan or in training. What did you do outside of the club? Did you have an individual development plan? Would you go with dad, down the park? Your earliest days playing, was it street soccer? How did you get to be so technical, so skillful?
I think a lot of it was from watching it. Actually, in Mexico, so I was put in ballet classes.
Okay.
And right outside of my window, I would watch the boys play soccer. And I was like, I always wanted to do that. So I would just watch them play. And then whenever I got here, me and my dad would do like a little bit of training, but it was mostly like from a really young age. I found like a technical coach, which was surprisingly Duncan also.
He's still doing it.
Yeah, I still do it with him actually. When I come back from breaks, I come back.
Because he's still working with Zaya as well, right?
Yeah. But yeah, he was a great coach to me. And then as well as like just watching the game, I'd say I was really into like the U.S. women's national team around that time because they were doing great. And just like watching like the more technical players or like even on YouTube, like watching like skills.
Yeah.
And it was just like watching them.
Before we move on, I do want to ask you, because you're born in Mexico.
Yeah, yes.
But spent a lot of time in the US.
Yes.
Mexico women or USA women? Because you just mentioned, you just said, I love watching the US women, but you're from Mexico.
Well,
how does that work?
I think the U.S. women right now are better, but all my love and support goes to the Mexico team.
Oh, okay.
Sure. Yeah.
US women have got a fantastic head coach at the moment,
Yeah,
Emma Hayes.
yeah, definitely,
from my country.
Great.
So,
she was a great coach.
Jose, like when Maria started playing, what were some of your hopes for her? Can you remember?
Yes, of course. Well, first of all, it was fun.
Yeah.
It was super fun. The feeling of the SA United club, I think it's something that we have not ever seen again. It's a family-oriented organization that you really build lifelong, lasting bonds with people, with family, with coaches. Even Coach Duncan has spent Thanksgiving with us as the family. And,
he spent Thanksgiving with
you? Once at least, and things like that, So... honestly, it has been one of the best part of Maria's soccer journey.
Yeah.
And from the technical standpoint, I think one thing that piqued my attention is how hard the coaches here work with her to build her skills, her foot skills, and especially, I don't know why, to be honest, work with the left.
Yeah.
And despite she's not lefty, like for years, boom.
Are you two-footed?
Yeah, now I am.
Yeah.
And
Thanks to Dad.
Yeah, and she can shoot with both.
Yeah.
But that started here.
Yeah.
That was a game changer, and I think those skills that she got here serve her entire journey. It was the foundation for the entire journey.
Yeah, I think at this club, honestly, I've gotten a lot of things that I haven't gotten at like even IMG, to be honest. And like one thing that he said is like a family. Like, even though it's, like, competitive here, like, you build bonds with, like, your teammates and your coaches that you don't in other places necessarily. And as well as just, like, it's, like, fun. Like, I remember maybe not even just winning tournaments and all that, but, like, just going to practice. Like, I was excited to go and play soccer, and it was really great.
Okay. I think then, as coaches, sometimes that shows we've done our job properly.
Definitely.
If you want to just keep on playing and playing and playing. If players start not wanting to go to training or losing interest, and a lot of the time it's probably down to us. So that's great that your coaches instilled that love of the game. You had that love of the game. You had that passion from Dad as well. So that's fantastic. You mentioned IMG. That's where your journey went next.
No, I
No, it
actually
didn't.
went to Dallas after.
That was correct. You did go to Dallas.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we jump to IMG, tell me about Dallas, because it's a little bit different than San Antonio.
Yeah,
right?
it's a bit different. So I remember we were in a tournament. I was with SA United, and we played a team called Solar, probably one of the best teams in the country right now. And I was like, wow, like this is like another level. Like I've never seen a soccer like this before. And we weren't even that old. I think we were maybe like U13 around that. And so me and my parents talked, and we like made the decision to like, maybe what's my next step? Like, do I really want to play soccer like long term? Do I want to play in college? Like all that. And so the next step was go to Dallas to play for Solar. I had a tryout there, and I made their team, which I was really excited
Was it the
about.
top group? Were they ECNL?
Yeah, they
They're
had
ECNL.
Yeah, and it was probably like one of the most exciting memories that I've had too. Like making that team, I was like, wow, like I didn't even know they were a thing, and now I'm playing on like one of the best soccer clubs in the country.
What were some of the standout moments for them? Yeah, and Jose, what did you think about some of the standout moments?
One thing I would like to add is that the first time that we got contact with them is because SA United was playing the final of the tournament.
Yeah,
it was the Thanksgiving tournament in Dallas.
Yeah.
So they were the top teams within the bracket.
Yeah.
So SA United, it was facing Solar back then, and that's when we saw them for the first time. And I think, guys, you had a tremendous tournament back then.
Yeah, it was a great tournament.
Yes.
Maybe until that game though.
So anyway, Solar and Dallas, it was just pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
It was a tremendous family decision and family challenge. When you made a decision like that, you just think that hopefully you are doing right. Okay. Because honestly, in soccer, like in life, nothing is granted. Yeah. And for the life of an athlete, nothing is really granted. So it's just hope, it's just dreams, and trust that you have the skills. Yeah. And trust your heart. So I remember the day I took Maria to Dallas. I took her by her hand, and I said, God, please guide me. So we went there to Dallas, and I remember we just got there. She changed in the car and start right off the bat on a tournament. Remember?
Yeah, it was a tournament. Yeah.
Yes, and you had a great tournament right there. Yes. So anyway, Dallas was it has been part of the journey. After that, a bad injury came in, right?
Yeah.
And Dallas was very challenging. There is a lot of talent over there as well. A lot of soccer clubs that they are very competitive, highly competitive. A lot of traveling, and a lot of everything, right?
Yeah, it was definitely a rough journey at the start. It was like a big change for me. I don't think, like going into it, I really knew it was like what I was getting myself into, because I think I was like maybe 12.
Right.
Making that decision to like move to another city to play for a team that I don't know, to be with people that I don't know, or like even going into a level that I didn't even realize was so high.
How long were you there for?
I was there for 2 years.
2 years and a half, because the pandemic hit.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So you left Dallas at 14, 15?
Yeah, 14.
Okay.
14.
Yes, she finished high school over there.
No, middle school.
Oh, no, sorry, middle school. Yes, middle school. Yes, and you asked something, Martin, Coach. It's important to see back, and if there is something that you will change. I'm not sure that taking Maria at 12 years old to Dallas was necessarily, she could spend here more time, develop her skills and her confidence. And I'm not sure still if it was the right decision. We will never know. So it won't be necessarily something that we recommend. I think this here you guys have the perfect environment to develop players.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we appreciate that, but I mean everything happens for a reason.
Yeah. I mean,
Dallas was that small little piece that eventually, then I assume, led to IMG. Yeah. So when did IMG come into the equation?
That was towards like my 8th grade year. Me and my dad, or actually during my 7th grade year, me and my dad talked about it, but kind of like as a joke, like look at this school.
Did you come back here for high school, by the way?
No,
no, it wasn't. Okay.
Yeah, and then
So went to IMG. How old?
I was 15.
15. Okay.
Yeah, and then my 8th grade year, my dad and I actually started talking about it more seriously, And it was more of like a better option for like a family because my brother also went to boarding school and like my mom was living with me and my dad was still here, so it was like we were all kind of separated. So like as a family, it would be better if my mom went back home and like I would go to IMG, and it would make everything a lot easier. So I think that was like a pretty big factor. And then as well as like I wanted to build my confidence, I think I've lost a lot of it just like seeing like how big and like good of players I was going against, and I think I needed to develop a little bit more in a different environment. Because I also think, I mean, like, the Dallas environment was good to, like, see and learn a little bit, but I think it was also a little bit toxic because of how many good players there were. There was, like, a
Is it
lot
cutthroat?
of egos.
Is it a little bit cutthroat?
Definitely. There was, like, a lot of egos there, and it was just, like, it didn't mix well with a lot of players.
There is an agenda always.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, she was playing at that time with at least 5 or 6 national players.
Yeah.
That today they are considered one of the best in the world.
Yeah.
And yes, it's very challenging. It's a very challenging environment, and you need to make your decisions, right?
Yeah, I think at one point, like, my 8th grade year, I was playing with, like, maybe 4 pro players now.
Yeah,
so
that's
it was
amazing.
definitely like a crazy difference.
That's brilliant. What a great experience, though.
That was
Like
good experience,
to play with them and learn from them.
Yeah.
For anyone that doesn't know, how would you describe IMG's Academy then?
Oh, there's so many things. I think, okay, like to start with like the soccer, we train, I'd say maybe like 4 or 5 hours a day, but we're not just like training like obviously on the field, but also off the field. Like we have film sessions, team meetings, lift. So it really is like a full package of like everything with soccer and like being an athlete.
Yeah.
And then we also have like a training room, and like we get taught about how to recover properly, our nutrition, all those different things. And then they give us a better balance of school, so we're not in school for like an excessive amount of hours where we like don't have enough time to play soccer either.
Right.
Did you do like a good balance?
Did you do your school classes on campus at IMG, or were
yes.
you off? No, everything was
Everything was on campus, yeah.
So it's a professional environment.
Yeah, basically, yeah. It was
I
great.
mean, it's as close as you're going to get to a professional European academy,
Yeah.
really, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
professional teams and national teams, they go and train there. They
Yeah.
concentrate there during pre and post season.
Yeah, I think for me, honestly, like the second I got there, it was like a huge difference maker. Like not even like maybe 2 months in, like I already felt different. Like my confidence had already like gone back up to where it was. I think I had to like grow a lot in such a little time because I was living by myself in the dorms. And yeah, I think it was just like such a big difference, and I had to adapt pretty quickly, but it made me a much better person and a much better player on the field as well.
Okay, what was like a day-to-day? What was it like? Like, what time are you getting up? What time was your first session?
Okay.
I'd love to hear a little bit about what these training sessions were like as well.
Yeah. Well, it changed between like my freshman and sophomore year were a little bit lighter to my junior and senior year. So like my freshman and sophomore year, I lived in the dorms. I would wake up around like 7 a.m. ish, have breakfast, and head to school from 7:40 to 11:20.
Yeah.
Have lunch in between, and then from like 12:45, because my team would get there super early. Our practice wouldn't be until like 1:30, and we'd be there at like 12:30.
Okay.
But we would just like shoot around, like play with the ball, like get some touches in. And so we would train from like 1:30 to 3, and training sessions were pretty competitive. Like a lot of the time it would be just like playing, trying to get like shots in, like 2v2s, 3v3s, like high intensity things.
Yeah.
And then after that we would have lift straight away for like an hour.
So you play first, then you'd lift?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then after that, sometimes we would have meetings, sometimes we wouldn't, depending if it was like game week.
Yeah.
If it was game week, we would usually watch film on the other team, or film from like last week on how we played and what we needed to change.
Who were you playing? Were there other academies, or were you playing like the top clubs in Florida?
Yeah,
or?
we were playing the top clubs in Florida as well as Georgia and North and South Carolina.
Okay.
So yeah, we would do quite a bit of travel as well.
What position did they have you playing?
I was playing winger and center forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you play for us? You were number 10.
I was,
were you number 10?
10, yeah.
Yeah, you were that
I'm
creative.
back
I think
there,
it's
actually.
her natural position.
Everyone in South America loves the number 10.
Yeah.
Everyone
I
loves
love
the
it.
number 10.
Yeah.
There's an obsession with that, and
Yeah.
that's where you were playing, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then my junior and senior year, it changed quite a bit because I realized I needed to make a lot more changes to get to the next level. And I moved off campus, and so I would wake up around like 5 a.m., lift, go to school, have lunch, and then go to practice, and then around that time we would be focusing more on our fitness, so we do like sprints during practice as well, and then lift. And then like after lift, if we didn't have film or meeting, I would do a lot of recovery, like ice baths, hot tubs, like contrast, or just rolling out and stretching, and like being with my trainer, just making sure that I'm like at the best recovery rate.
Yeah. Jose, did you get to watch her at IMG?
Yes, of course.
What was it like?
It was crazy. One thing I will say about IMG, because you asked the conference. The conference was Southern Florida. Well, Florida, right?
Yeah, it was southern. It's southeastern.
Well, it is actually the GA League.
Yeah.
That,
they're playing the Girls Academy?
Yes. Girls Academy League, and a lot of traveling.
Yeah.
Once I do remember, I spent like 160 something days away from home, chasing Maria all over from coast to coast, and it's a wonderful experience from that standpoint, because once you get used to, I think it's the closest environment to college.
Yeah,
right.
Definitely.
It's the closest environment, because these guys, they used to play back to back in California, for instance, Saturday and Sunday, then fly out overnight and get ready for the next day at school.
Yeah.
So there was a rule, actually, right?
Yeah.
That if the team made it, what was it, after past midnight or past 1 a.m. or 2 a.m.?
We wouldn't have to go to school the next day.
Yeah. Right. So sometimes the boss was just kind of trying to make it to that point, so they cannot go to school on Monday. So from that standpoint, it's an extraordinary experience. I will say
for
so.
sure.
And that's then led to the University of San Francisco.
Yes.
So how did this come about?
Were
you scouted? Was this a school that you knew you wanted to go to and study in, or?
So for me, the recruiting process and like all of that was really, really rough for me. I mean, the end of my junior year is when you can start getting scouted for colleges and like actually talk to them, and that's right when I got injured. I tore my hamstring. And so it like took me the whole summer to recover. I was training with Duncan actually, and like trying to get my fitness back and everything here. And then I came back. I thought I was ready. I was doing really good, and then I tore like all the ligaments in my ankle. So it was like a lot for me to take in, because it was like peak recruiting time for everyone, and I was like watching all my teammates commit to schools, and for me it was like I can't do anything.
Can I ask, like, your mental state about that? Because I follow a lot of professionals online, and the biggest thing is they can go to some pretty dark places when they get injured, because all they know is their football routine.
Yeah.
You know, I play, I train, and then when they get the big injuries and they're out for like 6 to 12 months, or you know, it can be difficult for them. Like, I don't want to send you into like a dark pit or a dark hole, but like mentally, what was your headspace like? How did you get out of it? How did you recover? Like,
well, at first, like with the first injury, it was like, okay, like just like a couple months, like I think I'll be okay. And then the second injury, it was really where like it really hit me, because that one was a much worse injury, and it was like a longer time period. And for me, I think one thing that like brought me down, which I would recommend every athlete not to do, is to compare. Like I was comparing myself a lot to my teammates, and like seeing them just like commit to other schools, and like for me it got really frustrating, because it was like, why is this happening to me, and why is it not happening to them? Or like I feel like I'm as good of a player as any of them.
Did San Francisco see you prior to the injury?
No.
So they're not in the picture right now.
Yeah. So I didn't start playing because of those injuries, I was out for like maybe a year in total. And it took me a lot to get back to where it was. So it didn't take me up until, it took me up until like the start of my senior year to really be back in shape and like everything. Like I worked every day with my fitness, and definitely like my mental health, like a lot. I would journal, meditate, visualize, like everything that I could possibly do to get back up to like the best. That's
amazing.
State. Yeah.
So it sounds like you handled it really well.
Yeah. I mean, it was really hard at first, I'm not gonna lie, but like once you start doing things and like focusing on like your nutrition, like doing the extra work, like it really does make a difference. Like you definitely hear it from everyone, but like once you actually start making those changes, like it definitely does make a difference. And so like for me, it was the start of my senior year. Almost everyone around me was like committing, and for me it was like, okay, like what do I do? And so me and my family talked, and we made the decision to reclass.
Okay.
And so I had one more tournament that would like really get me like seen and stuff. So it was like pretty like nerve-wracking. It was like it's either this or like
Is that how you felt? Like it's this or nothing?
Yeah, basically it was like
everything's on the line.
Yeah. And so a week before that tournament, actually, my dad was like, "You need to go to this camp." Like, I didn't want to go to this camp. It was Dartmouth.
Okay.
It was like a Dartmouth ID camp. I didn't really want to go. I was just like, okay. And so
you got invited.
Yeah, I went and I played really good. I impressed the coaches. They ended up talking to my coach. And like that's when I started feeling like, okay, like I've gotten so much better. Like I feel fit. Like that just gave me like a really big confidence boost going into this tournament. And so we went, this tournament was all the way on the other coast too. So it was like, I really needed to be like locked in on like hydrating, recovering, and like everything. So we went from Florida to California, and the first game I remember we lost 5-2. And so like senior year, I think everyone kind of like, once they're committed, they kind of like lock out. Like they don't really care as much. But for me, it was like, it really is this or nothing.
Yeah.
So like, I ended up running, I think, 7.5 miles that game. It was just like,
it was insane.
If I'm not getting the ball, because we didn't have the ball at all, we were like,
that's a lot.
The entire game.
The average professional male footballer in the Premier League midfielder runs 8 to 10 miles.
Yeah,
I mean,
I was playing the 9.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I was doing everything that I could possibly do. And I remember that game, one of the coaches emailed me, the Naval Academy.
Yeah.
And he was like, your work rate is insane. Like, I would love to have you on my team. And like, but it was just that. So it was like, okay, I need to do more. Like, and we play the next day right after. I didn't even have 24 hours to recover from that. And that, like, the 7.5 took a little
Was anything hurting in the second game?
Like,
all of it.
Definitely. But, I mean, like, I kind of just pushed through it.
Yeah.
And actually, the night before my second game, one of my coaches came up to me and he was like, San Francisco's coming to watch you, UCSB's coming to watch you, Dartmouth's coming to watch you, and the Navy's coming to watch you. So I was like, okay, so, like, I'm exhausted.
That's some amazing schools there, yeah.
Yeah, I'm exhausted from this, but I have to play tomorrow, and I have to play good. Next game, I remember, we weren't playing good either, but I remember I was doing, like, everything possibly defensively that I could. Like, I was slide tackling, I was running, I was sprinting everywhere.
You know the number 9's job is to score goals, right?
Yeah.
But you wanted to do it all.
We just weren't getting the ball, like, at all. I don't know what was happening this tournament. Because usually we have, like, 70% of the possession. But this tournament, we just weren't doing it. And it was really frustrating for me. But, like, to be honest, I focused on what I could do and what I could control.
Brilliant attitude, yeah.
Yeah. And then at the end of that game, Dartmouth came up to me and they were like, we'll be in contact. And I remember San Francisco was at that game, but they didn't come up to talk to me after. So I was like, oh, no.
They were too busy preparing the contracts.
It's like, oh, no. Yeah. And so then we had one last game, but nobody was really there to watch because all the coaches had left.
Yeah.
And so by the end of that week, it was like we had gone back to Florida, and I was still like waiting for like Dartmouth and San Francisco because it was like either them, one or the other, and I didn't really know which one.
Yeah. The Navy was there in the mix.
Yeah, and the Navy was there kind of. But I remember I was actually training with a bunch of professional players because they came to coach us. It was like Morgan Bryan, like a bunch of like Olympic gold medalists just to like come train us. It was a great experience, but like I was kind of still like in my mind I was thinking about like, oh, like I need to go to college though. And so I picked up my phone and I saw a text from the San Francisco coach, and he was like your effort and your intensity and all of that is like exactly what we're looking for, but I need you to come to a camp.
Okay, so you went.
Yeah, so 2 days.
It was within the same week.
2 days later.
Really? They came back after the tournament, sorry.
Yeah.
You got like 2 nights sleep, and then the coach texted, I want you back.
Yeah.
So coast to coast, here you go back again to San Francisco.
We like came back on Tuesday, and then I left on Thursday back to San Francisco. So that was even like I wasn't even recovered fully from all of the running.
How did you perform at the camp?
Great. I think that was probably some of the best soccer that I played because it was
on adrenaline now, aren't you?
it was like that feeling of like I have to do like the best, and like I have to perform and like all that, and I don't think I've really ever gotten that feeling before, but it really did push me to play how I played that tournament or that camp. And like after, I remember the coach pulled me aside and he was like we have to have you on this team, like you have to come here. And I think just the way that they treated me and talked to me and like described me as a player, that definitely pushed me to go there for sure.
So that's where you're going.
Yeah, that is where I'm going now.
So will you be a fresh? When do you go?
I will be a freshman starting next week, actually.
Next week?
Yeah, next
okay.
week.
You're excited?
I'm really, really
Oh, that's
excited.
right, because you were saying you're leaving.
Yeah.
We had to
Yeah.
get together quickly because you're heading over there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
And one fun fact, I don't know if you remember that, even before you got a formal offer or a verbal offer, you were in England playing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
When the coach texted you,
Yeah.
and it was fun because you were actually in his hometown.
Yeah, well, like whenever he told me that I needed to play for his team, he couldn't actually give me an offer because there's something called the dead period in the NCAA, and so it was like it was that time, and so I had to spend like all of Christmas, all of New Year's worrying that he was actually gonna call me and like tell me like you have an offer, and dead period ended and he didn't text me. And I was like, oh no, like maybe he didn't mean it. And so I ended up actually going to my team to play in England, and it was a great experience. I got to play against teams like Liverpool and West Ham. It was great.
Okay.
That whole time I was still
awesome,
really, I was still pretty worried. And then the last day of that, he called me like super late at night, and he was like, we're gonna offer you, and he like gave me the offer, and that was probably one of the best days of my life.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think a few things really to consider here. You know, the path for every athlete is different.
Yeah.
And that is very important for the younger players to understand. I've been, we were having this conversation. I don't know, Maria, if you would like to share something. I mean, everybody's path is different.
Yeah, I think so. I think honestly, just remembering that, and for me, the thing that probably like took the biggest toll on me was comparing myself and like asking myself like, why am I not committed yet? Like why don't I have offers from this school, and like why do they, or like things like that. Instead, something that I changed mentally was like for my teammates, like instead of being like, oh, why them and not me, like we're the same player, like just being happy for them and like being like good for them, like that I think definitely makes a big difference as well too.
So I had a couple of questions to sort of finish up on, and one of them sort of ties into that, in that, what advice would you give to any young SA United female players that want to play at the level you made? So I currently coach two girls teams, and I've got some players that are really motivated to get to that next level. They're 12 and 13 right now. They want to play at college. They want to be the best they can. What would you say to them?
Well, I think there's a lot, but for me, I think one thing I wish someone would have told me earlier, and maybe they did, but I just didn't listen, is honestly, recovery and nutrition are probably like one of the biggest things that you have to do. Like it makes such a big difference. Like for me, it completely changed the way that I am as an athlete and as a player. It changed the way I play. I think doing that and really focusing on that, it will like really make a difference in your game. Even though you don't think it will at 13, 14, but it definitely will affect you once you get
100%
older.
it will. Yeah.
Well,
it's fuel.
Yeah.
And if you're not fueling your body properly,
yeah,
how are you supposed to go on and perform?
Exactly, yeah. And then I think also as well, it's just like doing the extra work. Like you're not gonna like get anywhere that high if you don't do the extra work. Like if you don't do the fitness outside of practice, if you don't touch the ball outside of team practice, like you have to do the extra things. I think that is definitely really, really important as well too.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
What's one thing you admire about her, Jose? What's one thing you admire about Maria?
Wow. Pretty much everything. But I will say the resilience. Never gave up. I mean, we went through very, very challenging and trying times and dark times sometimes, and we cried together as a family, and everything was around soccer. We were a very happy family, but you need to go through together and supporting each other. And at the end, I decided myself when she was injured that she needed me more as a father than as someone, another point of pressure, right? Because at that point, everything is pressure, you know? So the kids, their mental health is extremely important.
Yeah.
It's the support system that they have around. Yeah. So I decided to be more Maria's father and be there for her when she most needed. So at the end of the journey, well, this is another beginning. This is the beginning.
Right, the next chapter.
The next chapter. Well, at least so far today, I'm in tremendously grateful and happy to watch her becoming a a better person on and off the field with the right tools for life, because life throws you things, I mean, ups and downs and all kind of things. It's not just on the field. Life throws you things, right? So the ability to come back from any of those things, I think that is what really define someone, a player, an athlete, right? Another thing that I really admire is that at some point Maria by herself recognized that something was missing. A little piece was missing within her formation, her journey. So she recognized, we talked about it after one nationals and that we went, and I said, Maria, what do you think it's missing? And I think we both agree it was the level of intensity that the coaches they were looking at the college level, at the collegiate level. The level of intensity needs to be really high, but that comes from nutrition. That comes from recovering. That comes from all the other factors that Maria just described, right?
Yeah.
But you as a player, I mean, the player needs to really make a switch right here and understand them from within. And I think that's what Maria did. And for me, that is one of the things that I most admire, definitely.
I think that's also another advice I would give is, like, you have to take it upon yourself. Like, no one's going to tell you to go work out at 5 in the morning. Like, no one can motivate you as much as you can for yourself. Like, it has to be you doing the work and you being disciplined and motivated to do everything. Yeah,
fantastic. In closing, Maria, what's one thing you admire about your dad?
Well, I would actually say the same thing. For me, every time that I would go through like a challenge, like an injury and all that, a lot of what I would remember is like I watched my dad go through so many things, like even just like immigrating from like Mexico to here. It was like probably one of the hardest things that he's ever done. And seeing how he built La Panaderia from like basically nothing to what they are now.
Yeah.
But he had to face like a lot of challenges and like go through a lot to get there. And like same thing for me, like whenever I would go through any of those challenges, like for me it was like, oh, I can't give up. Like my dad didn't give up, I can't give up either. And so that's definitely one, is like the resilience that he has as well, and the hard work that he does.
Well, this has been fantastic. Look, thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for being like thank you for being the sponsors as well. Like for anyone that doesn't know, although everyone should know you're our sponsors because you are plastered across our jersey.
We love you.
But we love you guys as well. Everyone get down to La Panaderia, get the coffee, get the pastries, get it all. It's delicious. Yeah. And look, I really appreciate you guys coming in and chatting with us, and it's been a fascinating journey. We love you at the club.
Thank you.
You know,
I
we
love
miss
the
you. So yeah.
Thank you, Martin. It has been wonderful to be here with you guys. And get all these memories.
And good luck.
Thank you so
Good luck
much.
with the move and everything.
Thank you. Yeah.
So,
thank you.
all right.
Thank you, Martin.
Thank you so much, guys.
This was fantastic. I enjoyed it very much.
Good.
Did you like it, Evan?
Yeah, it was good.